the rescue pump, the high-speed search and rescue,
I do see something up in the beach, but I don't know what it is.
heaving line 1 and heaving line 2. For 2 days, American and Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary members have been giving it their all at the ISAR competition in Newfoundland, Canada, vying to be named North America's top Coast Guard Auxiliary Rescue Team. Now, just one event is between the teams and the title, and it's a complete mystery.
The purpose of not telling the boat crews ahead of time is to test their ability to think on their feet, work as a team when they have no prior knowledge of the search and rescue mission.
Just like many real-life rescue scenarios, the teams arrive at this event not knowing what to expect, so they must be ready for anything. Unlike the other events for which the teams have spent months training, they must think outside the box to get through the mystery event, which will simulate the abandonment of a vessel.
It ain't what we were expecting.
Doesn't matter. We'll do it anyways.
Yeah. We'll make it happen.
One member from each team will don an immersion suit, go through several on-land skill tests, and then take the plunge into the frigid North Atlantic, where they must swim out to a raft to stop the clock.
3, 2, 1.
8 teams face off for this first heat, including Teams Ontario, Maryland, and Newfoundland. Each team's participant must get into his immersion suit as fast as possible, just as if they were abandoning a ship at sea. Although only one member of each team goes through the course, his teammates can help him get suited up. Contestants then move on to Skill Station 1, where they must tie a bowline knot on the wharf. This simulates tying a life raft to a vessel before abandonment. With the rope tied on, they proceed to Skill Station 2, where they use a whistle to sound the International Distress Signal SOS in Morse code. At the third skill station, they're each given a distress flare, which they must activate. Jim Snow of Team Ontario has some problems getting the flare off, which slows him down.
I've never touched a Class A flare before, and you know, it's those little details that get you.
Team Newfoundland is the first team to take a plunge into the glacial waters of Conception Bay. Team Quebec swimmer is right on his tail, taking a flying leap off the dock. While Team Newfoundland does the backstroke, Team Quebec tries a speedy freestyle crawl and takes the lead. But because competitors have been instructed to swim on their backs to the life raft 50 feet out in the harbor, the freestyle swim will cost Team Quebec a 20-second penalty. Jim has to wait for a clear path underneath before he jumps in. Once in the water, he veers off course, but rights himself quick enough to get back to the raft. Already at the raft, Teams Newfoundland and British Columbia have stopped the clock for their teams. Once a competitor touches the raft, he has successfully simulated the abandonment of the vessel, marking the end of this grueling event. Team Maryland's disappointing performance continues. First, Dick Helwig had a hard time getting his suit on. He tries to make up time on the water, but is the last in his group to finish the heat.
We're a little disappointed with our performance.
We should have done better.
1.
In the second heat of the mystery event are Dave Gould, James Folk, Tim Flory, and alternate Mark Ludwig of Team Michigan. With James wearing the immersion suit, his teammates are confident that this is just the kind of event they can excel in.
We're going to do well on the events that are actually on the water. We're all on-water people, and that's definitely got to be our high point.
Also in the second heat is Paul Nurheb for Team Hawaii. All suited up, Team Michigan's James Folk is the first competitor to tie his knot and get to the whistle station. But Paul is MIA.
Where's our guy? I don't know what happened to him.
Crucial seconds tick away as Paul has problems with the bowline knot.
Paul, here, Paul, this way.
Meanwhile, James has already blown through the course and finished well ahead of the competition.
Nothing that, we don't do pretty regular, other than we don't light flares very often. That was pretty easy.
While James tries to catch his breath, Paul is just getting to the raft.
This ain't Waikiki, I'll tell you that. Damn cold.
Water temperatures in the North Atlantic this time of year typically range from 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. For Dave Browning of Team Oregon, the icy waters prove to be too much of a challenge. While he has finished the event by getting to the raft, Dave can go no further on his own. Having swallowed water, Dave is having a hard time breathing and needs help. On standby for exactly this type of situation, the Canadian Coast Guard rushed to action. With Dave safe and dry, ISAR comes to a close. Team Michigan takes first place in the mystery event with a remarkable time of 1 minute and 59 seconds, good for 120 points. The local fishermen of Team Newfoundland finish in second place with 110 points, 9 seconds off the first place time. Despite the 20-second penalty for swimming the crawl, Team Quebec finishes in third place with 100 points. In fourth is Team British Columbia with 90 points. And in fifth, Team Oregon survives with 80 points. The competition has been fierce. Now all that remains is announcing the overall champions. Team Ontario is pleased with their performance, and they're confident of a victory.
I think we're contenders. A lot of it went really right for us. And we've got an excellent shot at going home with the hardware here.
At the awards banquet, things seem to be going according to plan. Team Ontario takes first place in both the rescue pump and the on-water rescue events.
Team number 1, Newfoundland.
But then, out of the shadows, appears a contender. Team Newfoundland takes the awards for heaving line 1 and 2. The teams are tied.
The International Championship for ISAR 203 and Newfoundland Labrador is team number 1, Labrador.
A poor showing in Day 2's events pushes Team Ontario from the top spot, while a consistent overall strong performance helps Eugene Gray, Rodney Gray, and Lloyd Morey, the salty local fishermen of Team Newfoundland, to come from behind and reel in the big catch, the ISAR Trophy.
We done pretty good on the heaving line. We done pretty good on that one. Then the next event we done was the heaving line 2. Our boys done real good on that one. And then the mystery event, we done good on that one. We had a good day.
Team Newfoundland wins the competition with 571 points.
So it was a big honor for us to win it.
In second, Team Oregon is the top American finisher with 501 points. Third is Team Nova Scotia with 478 points. Fourth is Team British Columbia with 470 points. And fifth is Team Michigan with 467 points. Jim Snow and Team Ontario finish in a disappointing 8th place overall with 417 points. The Aloha boys of Team Hawaii finish in 11th place with 317 points. And Team Maryland brings up the rear with 297 points. These teams of American and Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary Volunteers are all winners. These brave souls are on duty day in and day out, guarding our nations and protecting our shores. And if called upon to help, they'll gladly set sail in treacherous weather conditions and risk life and limb to help and rescue their fellow mariners.